Department of Physics, SPH Mahila Mahavidyalaya, Malegaon camp. I have an opportunity to explain the experiment of S.Y.B.Sc Physics practical course. The name of experiment is coupled oscillations. In this experiment, the instruments required are two simple bobs, thread, which is also called as a string, meter scale, two stands, stopwatch, and for measurement the scale which has the CGS in it, or we can measure up to 50 centimeter. Now, in this experiment, we have to perform three types of modes. First mode is called as the 1:1 mode, another is called as 1:-1, that is opposite mode, and third is called as the mixed mode. Now we will start for the mode 1:1. The experimental arrangement is like this. This is the rigid support. These are the threads which are tied to the box. This thread is tied with respect to these two perpendicular threads. The distance is called as d. This distance throughout the experiment remains as constant. Now this distance is equal to 20 centimeter, and by varying in this fashion, in this way, we can change the height. That means this distance we can change, the vertical distance we can change. Suppose for the first reading, this distance is 20, that is called as a C. This distance is also T and 20, that remains constant throughout the experiment. Now in the homogeneous mode, or in the same mode 1:1, we will do the experiment in such a way that these two boxes are on one of the either side. Now I have hold them towards myself, and I will release them in this fashion. They are both are oscillating. Now I will count for 20 oscillations by starting this stopwatch. For after 20 oscillations, I will stop the watch. I will record the reading. These are suppose 50 seconds. I will write in the table where C equal to 20 centimeter, D equal to 20 centimeter, and the first reading is for 20 oscillations, 50 seconds is the reading. Then after I will stop this. Again I will bring them towards myself, release them. I will count for 20. The time is recorded. That will be the second reading, and similar fashion I will complete the third reading. Then I will change this distance by 3 centimeter. That means this becomes 20 plus 3. This is 23. I will measure the distance with the help of this scale. This is now suppose 23 centimeter. This distance is 20. That will remain as it is. Then this is for the arrangement for the second observation. Again towards myself, I will release. I will count for 20 oscillations. The time is recorded in similar way for the 3 observations. Again I will increase by 3 towards myself, release, then record the seconds for 3 times, and this will complete 1:1 mode. Then I will change the direction towards vertical so that the distance again becomes 20 centimeter. Now I will perform the experiment for 1:-1 mode, that is opposite mode, in which this type of action is there. One is away from me and another bob is towards me, and I will release them. For D equal to 20, this C equal to 20. I will count 20 oscillations with the help of stopwatch. This will be the first reading. I will record the 3 readings for the same length, 20 centimeter. Then after I will change the distance by 3 centimeter. It will become 23. Again one is towards myself, another is towards the away from myself. Then I will release it. Again count for 20 oscillations. I will get the reading, that is for the second D, the length 23. I will repeat for 3 times. Then after the distance is 26 centimeter. Again for the 1 has to minus 1 mode, release like this, count for 20. I will record the seconds from observation tape, from the stopwatch. I will complete for 3 times, and that will complete the table for 1s2 minus 1 mode. Now last is the mix mode. In the mix mode, one is a stable, stationary, and another we have to oscillate. I can oscillate that by bringing towards myself or towards the other side. I will release in this way. This is oscillating, this is the stable. Now what happens? Due to the oscillation, the kinetic energy transfers to this direction. This bob starts to oscillate and this becomes goes towards the steady condition. At one stage, this becomes stable. This is oscillating with maximum amplitude. Then again kinetic energy transfers in this direction. This first bob oscillates and now this one becomes stationary. When this happens, that means in this direction and then back to this direction, this oscillates with the maximum amplitude. Then this is called as the one oscillation. This distance is 20. This distance remains constant, that is also 20 centimeter. This completes one oscillation. We can measure for 2 oscillations. The time is recorded, noted in the observation table. Then we will do for this length 3 times. That will be the first reading having the 3 observations. Then I will change the distance by 3 centimeter, 23. Again this is a stable, this is towards myself. It will oscillate in this direction. Now this becomes steady, this oscillates with maximum. Again it goes to the stationary condition and this from steady goes to the maximum amplitude. This is one complete oscillation. For that I have recorded the time. That time is for 23 centimeter and this distance is 20. This is the second reading. I have repeated for 3 times. Then the last reading is the distance becomes 26 centimeter by changing 3 centimeter in this way. Then this is stable. I will release. This goes to the stationary condition. The stationary goes into the maximum motion condition having the maximum amplitude. Again the reverse direction. This becomes steady. This oscillates with maximum amplitude and I can record the time. This is done for 3 times. This happens due to that the kinetic energy from the first oscillating bob transfers slowly towards the stationary one. The stationary goes into the motion. This becomes stationary. At the stage it has maximum amplitude. Again in the reverse direction this becomes stationary and this oscillates with maximum amplitude as the initial stage and it will complete one oscillation. We will measure for 2 oscillations the time and that time is recorded for 20, 23 and 26 centimeter throughout the experiment. This remains constant. In this way, we have completed the experiment in 3 modes, 1s1, 1s1 and mixed mode. Then time is recorded for 20 oscillations. We have obtained the period, the inverse of period 1 upon t is frequency. For f1, the frequency for the 1s1 mode is f2 and for the 2 oscillations, the time is recorded divided by it. Then 2, then we will get time. That time is again 1 upon t, that is the frequency for the mixed mode. Then we have to prove that f1 minus f2 mod is equal to f3. That means in this throughout experiment, in the coupled oscillations, we have proved that the subtraction mod of F1 minus F2 is approximately or nearly equal to the third frequency, that is F3, and this is the result of this experiment. They are coupled by this thread, they are tied by this thread, so these two bars forms the coupled oscillations, and we will complete the experiment in this